He's losing the magic of kingship. There is nothing there. All the people who were loyal to him now see how he's treating Prigozhin. There's no sense anymore in being loyal to him. The question whether a weakened Putin might be ready or be persuaded to be ready to start talking about a peace deal. It's as simple as that.
And how do you, in your mind, how does the equation go? For Putin to decide, in his own mind, under whatever pressure happens to be there, that he'd be better off, that he'll be a big part of this equation, that he'd be better off ending the war than continuing it. What would lead to that conclusion, do you think, in Putin's mind?
Well, the maths, the economy is not doing well at all, and the question is whether he can sustain a long war or not. It's been going for 16 months at the current pace, with stalemates everywhere. It could take another 2.5 years, and he hasn't really got the resources to do that. And his only gamble is, will the West stop supporting Ukraine, and will it lose patience, and will the electorate? And that's not really working anymore. So he could do a deal, and I suggested that the Korean armistice from the 50s might be the direction that they go to. That's certainly what they're talking about in Washington.
So a Korean armistice, does that go with some form of partition, of drawing and freezing the line?
Well, it will probably mean some territorial loss for Ukraine, and that's of course the most sensitive issue. Who's going to explain that? And that's really complicated. But at the current rate of casualties and deaths, I'm beginning to think that there is a need for some kind of rational closure.
Yeah, I mean, could Putin then, reconcile himself to that reality, reach some sort of accommodation, and still survive as leader?
Well, that's the other thing. He would, if he's going into this kind of phase, then it's because he's weak, and it's dripping away, by the day. I'm saying he's losing the magic of kingship. There is nothing there. All the people who were loyal to him now see how he's treating Prigozhin. There's no sense anymore in being loyal to him. So all that's crumbling, and probably as soon as he starts to talk some kind of armistice or some kind of ceasefire, which might then last. The attraction, by the way, of the Korean deal is it lasted in the end 70 years. It has lasted without a major war. I mean, South Korea has grown rich, North Korea not, but something more or less good came out of it. But he becomes vulnerable, of course, to all the ultra-nationalists in the Kremlin who will say you're selling out.
Yes, I mean, obviously here we're in the realm of speculation, but just last briefly, listening to you now, Roger, talking to other experts over the last couple of days, there seems to be an expert consensus about the precariousness of Putin's position. Can you imagine a situation where he loses all agency, where whether it's the military, whether it's those political players around him, they make it clear to Putin it's not up to him anymore. He has no choice. It's time to go.
It's possible, but he's constructed a system that makes it difficult.